I am playing Felix Kraus. That's his real name. His superhero name is Ryder Typhin. He is a male Asian/Caucasian. I'm playing the Legacy Playbook. He is basically taking on the mantle of his uncle, who is his legal guardian at this moment in time. He actually, his family ran from Japan for some reason, ended up in the Czech Republic for a few years, had him. He was really young when they left the Czech Republic. Something happened to his parents that he is unaware of, and he ended up in the care of his uncle, who happened to be a rider. Now, the riders is a hero. The rider is a hero that transforms into an armored suit, comparable in real world to like shows like Kamen Rider and stuff like that, where they're armored heroes. They gain powers because of this armor that they transform into. He looks like, I mean, he's a male. He's about 5'11". He's only about 16 years old. Normally, you often see him wearing like a hoodie. The hoodie has a lion symbol on the chest that when it's zipped up, it kind of makes a lion symbol. He also occasionally wears a trench coat if at night, trying to be sneaky. But you often see him in blue jeans and sneakers, nothing too crazy. When he is in costume, when he is actually inside his armor, it's like a divine bug armor, as I would say. Actually, it's like a golden armor that basically coats his entire body. He wears this very elaborate belt, has this very ornate, like, broadsword that he wields in one hand when he's in his costume. He is... this divine armor, grants some form of not complete invulnerability, but it's really close. He's incredibly strong, and like I said, he's got this access to the sword that just that has magical powers. What those are at this point in time, he is not completely aware of because he's still learning how to use the powers.
What one magic effect has he produced for the sword so far?
He, after playing Legend of Zelda, I will say that he's a big fan of the Legend of Zelda. He actually tried to get the blade to do the beam out of it and actually managed to produce a beam out of the blade.
Nice. Okay, so on your abilities, with the Legacy, you pick a suite, and you have to pick two of them you don't have yet. Which two did you pick you did not have?
I picked Legendary Speed and Godlike Beauty. I do not have those yet.
When did you officially become a part of your Legacy?
I became part of the Legacy when my uncle, who is the writer Hyun, which is Hyoon, he could no longer bear the strain of using the rider armor. It actually uses an internal chi, basically a life force from the user to power itself. Of course, that can be trained over time. But because of the strain of using the armor, he could not, so it ended up being passed on to me, as he has no heirs.
So, he just tried to transform and failed to, was unable to anymore?
Yes, yeah, he attempted a transformation and was unable to do so.
Cool. What's the greatest accomplishment of your Legacy?
Grandfather, Hyun's father, which we are unaware of the name of what the writer would have been called. He saved the city from an other dimensional monster that actually threatened to merge the two universes together as it was coming through the portal, and it was going to try to rule over the world. And he actually stopped it from taking the city and stopped it and pushed it back through the portal to wherever it came from.
Okay, cool. Do we have a name for that monster?
Not yet. I haven't come up with anything at the moment.
Ooh, how about the All-Seer?
I can dig it. The All-Seer, yeah. I mean, that would make sense in the theme of trying to take over the realm.
How does the public perceive your Legacy?
They perceive it as initially they perceived it as something to fear, but now they perceive it as, if the rider shows up, they're like, "Oh, that is amazing! The rider's here." It's almost like a Superman type figure. I wouldn't even say that the people perceive the riders as different. Like, they don't really. I wouldn't imagine
Rider Hyun looks the same as Rider Typhin.
Yeah, there are slight differences because of the user, but they're very, very close.
But most people just kind of think of them as the rider.
Yes.
Okay, cool. How does your Legacy tie into your reasons for being a hero? I'm pretty sure you've answered that, but if there's anything else you wanted to toss on there.
Yeah, I think my character wants to prove himself to Hyun and to his grandfather. He wants to prove himself and be a better writer than both of them ever were. That's his
What is
kind of
your
his goal.
uncle's real person name?
Leo Kiba.
And why do you care about the team?
I feel like the team is my family because my real family, I don't have a mother or a father, that I know of anymore. I don't know where they would be at. I don't know what's happened to them. My uncle, even though he can't use the writer form, he seems to hold some sort of grudge against me for using the suit and him not being able to do it anymore. It's almost like
he kind of like begrudgingly passed that down.
Yeah, it wasn't like a here, take this because I can't do it. It's a take this, you have to be the one to do it because I can't anymore, and he's not happy about it.
So you have to pick at least two members of your legacy. Who did you pick?
The two members of my legacy are Ryder Hyun, who is retired and quite judgmental. He's actually judgmental for two reasons. One, Felix is gay. He doesn't like that. He comes from a very traditional family that's not seen as okay. And of course, he had to pass his powers down, and he's really not happy about that. And then the second one is the Dark Rider Iblis, who is he's like the exact opposite of the powers of. He's like a mirror copy of the powers of the Rider. He's just the dark version. And he has basically been troubling the Riders ever since Hyun took the form.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets and TP Huth, and edited by Anthony Sheets. Anthony can be found on Twitter at Icy New Year, or at icynewyear.com. T is the host of Incubator on Air, a new play podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. They can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter or thuth94 on Instagram. Faces is GM by me, Anthony Sheets. Ryder Typhin is played by Kaido Kane. Kaido is a Twitch personality and loves their three mischievous cats. You can find them at the Versian on Twitter, and as Kaido Kane on twitch.tv. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Black Vortex by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. We're also on Instagram at moonharborheroes. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell a friend. Word of mouth and 5-star reviews are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. And thanks for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.